Next principle of presentation is about that you do not need to present articles too high. For example, if the articles are placed too high on the shelf, then of course they will not be attractive. And if you just elaborate, just recall the basic definition of the presentation, that the articles should be accessible to the customer. So this is the key point in understanding that you should not place articles too high so that they can be easily accessible for you. So this display of the product easily elaborates this, that what kind of display you should make. For example, if the display is like this, which is too high, so of course it can create problem for the customer. And the customer, of course, maybe will leave because he will not be able to exactly pick that product. However, if the display would be like this, so it is an ideal example because it is easily accessible for the customer. So the basic rule in it, that your display should not be above the eye level of the customer. And of course, it is country specific. If I talk about China, then the size, the height of the people will be different. If I talk about, let's say, Italy, so the height of the people will be different. So the eye level of presentation will be different from one country to another country, and this should be set as per the eye level of that particular country. So the rule in it, that presentation should be powerful, the mass merchandising should be there, and the right location of the product at the right location for the right product. So it should not be product displayed at any place. So the suitability of the location should be very much there. Another example of do not present articles too high, that above the red line, the temperature is too high for frozen articles. This example is about specially for the frozen articles. If you visit a store, you must have observed the chest freezer, there is a red line available. There is a red line in the freezer. So that red line is actually depicting that above the red line, the temperature would be high, because in the freezer, you have to maintain a set temperature in order to sustain the quality of the product. So you need to ensure that the display of the product should not be so high that the product's quality should be affected. So on one side, it was about the inconvenience to customer, and on this example, it can cause loss in terms of quality of the product, because if the product loss is quality, then ultimately it would be a loss to the business and to the company and to the retailer. About the 11th principle, using the appropriate equipment. As we have discussed in general about the equipment, for example, for the mass display, the product should be on the pallets. If it is about this display which is placing, for example, shirts, so there has to be proper hangers available. If we are going to display the LEDs or the televisions, then there should be a proper wall mount bracket as an equipment to it. So all the products, normally they have some requirement related to equipment. So if they're in the retail store, you need to ensure that the proper appropriate equipment is available so that the product should reflect. Imagine if these shirts are displayed on a pallet area, on pallets, then of course the display will be there, but this will not give a proper and real impression for the customer. So your equipment, the choice of equipment should encourage customer to buy impulse, because it should be appealing enough, and also the display has to be attractive, because this will give more life to the products and ultimately will give more business to the retailer. The next principle is about that do not place articles on the floor. Very basic thing, very simple thing, very basic principle, that the products should not be directly available on the floor. For example, if product will be displayed here, then it will be giving a worst image of the product. So the principle is it should be on a proper rack. It is either food, it is either non-food. So the product should not contrast with the surface of the store. So it should be either on some pallets, it should be either on hangers, it should be either on shelf, because that is actually the objective of the presentation. Normally the products on the shelf, on the floor, are not considered to be the quality product. So two things we need to take into consideration, again using the appropriate equipment, and then choose the right location for the right product. The next principle is about make sure all information is available to the customer within 5 seconds. So the 5-second principle is about the customer should be able to see the 4 basic information. First of all, the sample. So either the product sample is available or not. Second, about the price label. So the customer should be able to see immediately the price of this product, because first of all he will see the product, and then the next thing which comes into the mind of the customer is what is the price of this product. So customer will see the price label. Then after getting the price label, he should be able to see clearly the product information, the description of the product, the main key features of this product, and if the product stock is available or not. For example, if the stock is on display, the sample unit is there, but the stock is not there, then the customer will feel that you do not have stock of this item. So the 5-second principle is that you need to recall. You can easily see immediately the sample. You should be able to understand the price label. You can easily able to identify. You should able to identify the product information. And the last part is the physical stock of that particular product which you are looking for.